How's it going, trainers, champions, and breeders alike? It is I, Shane, and I'm here to give you another Pokemon Horizons episode review. Today's episode is episode 24. It's called Reunion at the Castle. And before I go any further, please become reunited with that like button. Hit it, hit the subscribe button, and also make sure you hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos such as this one. So we took a bit of a break, about maybe two or 3 weeks. I didn't know we were taking a break so soon, and you know what? I like it. It spreads the longevity out pumping episode after episode, and then having to take longer breaks. Right. But this week's, well, technically last week's, but this week's episode was all about meeting up with Liko's mom. And you would wonder, all right, we have Lika, we have Luca, we have Lucius, the ancestor. Her name's Diana. Yeah, her name is Diana. Diana, partner Pokemon are Squawkabilly Yellow, the one that we saw with Luca, and Arcanine, who we've seen the silhouette the whole entire time. It is Roy, Liko, Freed, all meeting up with Diana at her castle. They were led there by Squawkabilly, which the path to get there was I said fun in my notes, but it was interesting because they got to a dead end, and it was a Stonehenge, the Pokemon that looks like Stonehenge from Galar. It was served as like a door. Very, very nice. It was pretty cool the way that Pokemon were used in this episode. But her hideout, or one of her many hideouts, is this castle that she's in. Is dozens of castles in Galar, which is why they needed a guide to get there. Fairly interesting that this castle has tons of Pokemon in it. Again, she only has 2 partner Pokemon, but the Pokemon can come and go as they please, which I'm noticing a slight pattern. It seems that we are limiting the amount of Pokemon partners that these guys get. Now, perhaps that is all in the name of making it feel different than the previous slurry of Pokemon episodes that featured Ash and people with various number of Pokemon. Although I think I would have said 3 is a nice number, but if Roy is all about battling, let this man have a full team of 6. That's just my opinion. But yes, seems like we are scaling back a bit. Freed has Pikachu and Charizard, which kind of seems like that's all he needs. But yeah, we got the crew. The crew have finally met up with her. No one was able to be able to tell what the heck Terrapag. We know it's Terrapagos. Come on, especially if you play the video games, you know it's Terrapagos without the giant shell, which Diana basically confirms for us. No, the Pokedexes couldn't tell them what it was on the ship, and when they went and met her, she's like, "Yeah, I think this is Terrapagos. It looks different than the one in the memoirs of Lucius, but the one in the memoirs have a giant shell." She was very surprised to kind of figure out, kind of surprised to figure out that Terrapagos used to be the pendant. And, she said, I didn't know you were just sleeping in there. It's nice to, officially meet you. She's had the pendant since she was a little girl. She used to sneak in the attic, pull things out, saw the pendant and saw Lucius's notes about the Pokemon world and such. And that is what inspired her to go on a journey with her little baby Growlithe that eventually becomes the Arcanine, right? This is what inspires her. Now, she couldn't decipher or find out anything else from Lucia's notes, but the kids have done it, which is funny because it skipped the generation of her daughter who had no interest in this stuff, it seems, since she's, a teacher. But they're teaching her more stuff and she's teaching them stuff. I will say one thing that's interesting, because Liko points out that this is the most she's ever talked to her grandmother, because Roy and Free were on the impression that they talked all the time, but the last time she saw her grandmother, I think it was last year before she, went into school in Kanto, and, her grandmother gave her that pendant as a good luck charm, which turns out to be Terrapagos, right? But she's even remarking that, grandma's telling me so much. It's all because I took my first step with Sprigatito. And I have mixed feelings on it. I'm like, wow, so your grandmother didn't really talk to you all that much until you started doing something she had an interest in. I know that's supposed to be like a lovely sentiment, but that's just kind of where my head went. It might just be just a me thing, right? But her grandmother's so eccentric. Like, she don't cook. When it's time for them to eat, because everyone's hungry, and it is definitely time to eat, because they left Captain Pikachu at the ship to protect everything. He was hungry. They were hungry, but she had cans of food. And she's like, "Hey, it's cool. You get it fresh, and ain't gotta wait." And Liko was picked up. Her grandmother's impatient. When your Pokemon is Arcanine, which is one of the fastest Pokemon, at least in Pokemon World, yeah, okay, yeah, I can see how you can be impatient. Very interesting personality. Um, but they share everything with her, showing the ancient Pokeballs, all sorts of things. That she's gonna go off and grab Lucius's notes to share with them. Unfortunately, we have the explorers Amatheo with Cornea and Zur. He reaches out to the second in command, Hamburg. I really want to call him Hamburg. You know what? I'm going to call him Hamburger because I want to. It turns out that Mr. Hamburger was a friend slash associate of Diana. And he had showed up with some very shady looking men telling her that, oh, there's a group that can help, everything that you were looking for, they can help you find it. And when she saw how shady they were, she was like, yeah, I'm going to give this pendant to my granddaughter. They won't be able to find her. Actually, no. Once they came to her, she actually said, I need to get not the explorers, get the Rising Voltekkers to protect her and bring her to me, which is what happened. Obviously, we're here at that point, right? Good on her. Good on Liko and Diana to be like, these dudes seem very shady. Or as the kids say, they seem sus. I don't ever want to say that again on a video. My goodness. I digress. Very smart on their part, and Amatheo's been, like a better words, cheeky with Hamburg, saying, hey, here's the pictures. That pendant turned into this, so we're gonna search. We're free to go and get it, right? Because that's what we were doing. And guys like, hey, report back. I'm gonna do what I want, and hangs up. This guy Hamburger gets Onyx and Sango. Onyx, this big dude. Big black guy, but he's hunched over. Like, he has turkey neck like a mug, man. He's hunched over. His Pokemon partner seems to be Garkanul. I can't believe I said that name correctly. The final evolution of the Salt Pokemon, Salt Bay Pokemon. Large, very large Pokemon. And then Sango is the pink haired girl. And she sits on top of a Glalie, which is funny because I think Glalie's Japanese name is something with Oni in it. So she kept saying Oni, 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 and then it says Oni. Maybe she was teasing Onyx because it seems like she seemed like one of those characters that can be annoying because she's an a-hole to everybody. But yeah, and Hamburger is going to bring his Dusknoir, and they're going to head out that way. They're going to head to Knuckle City because that's the last place that Amatheo had said, yeah, they were going to Knuckle City. So it looks like we're pulling out the big guns. When I looked up, because I wanted to remember their names for this video, they're admins, and this dude is the second in command. Now, Amatheo is also an admin. Makes sense because of, going head to head with Freed, who seems like he's a Pokemon professor, so I guess Pokemon professors are strong. Thank you, Professor Kukui. These dudes are probably going to be equally strong. Don't know what's going to happen when they end up colliding with them, but it's probably going to be a major loss, and everybody's going to be like, we got to get stronger. Got to get that motivation up. Freed is actually very excited about the whole Terrapagos thing because he's never heard of this Pokemon, never seen this Pokemon before. Of course, which Diana likes. She's like, hey, you got those good eyes. All right, yeah, I can. It's probably what enamored her daughter to be his teacher and whatnot. So, pretty cool. I'm already at that point in my notes. And so, obviously the explorers find a way to the castle. I believe it was Amatheo who was able to deduce that it was a Pokemon there. And once they get there, I love the fact that it's Arcanine and another one of the castle Pokemon. I cannot remember which one it was. Actually, probably in my quick notes here. Um, I know it was. That's funny. It was. Oh dang! I only was able to get down Arcanine because the ending came rather quickly. Like when her Pokemon was just like bar, and she's like, there's intruders. I like the bond, but the moment like the foyer, this castle, the foyer up top was open. You see the what is the flying Pokemon? You see the Corviknight. Freed wasted no time sending out Charizard. And the thing is, bad guys to my left, bad guys to my right. We got the Rhydon and the Golduck. They're more or less surrounded, but you need to escape with Terrapagos. You got to get out of there, Liko. And was it the next episode, which is entitled Battle in the Castle? Kind of looks like Liko and Roy are gonna stop running. They're probably frustrated with that, I can imagine. But very funny, not very funny, but very quick how this ending came out. I really didn't expect it to end right there at that point. I should have seen it coming. I was too enamored with what was going on because it was a very enjoyable episode. The Pokemon elements were cute as well. Like, it seemed like Sprigatito is a little bit, I don't want to say jealous, but the fact that there's Terrapagos there now. Terrapagos has no Pokeball. Terrapagos is inside the backpack. Had Tennas inside the hoodie. And you just see in the beginning Sprigatito just kind of kneading the pillow. And you have both of the Pokemon, because Liko's like, come on, I want you to meet my grandmother. It's like, And the other two Pokemon have to tell him, nah, come along. And of course, she picks up the cat. Gotta remember, it is a cat, and it's adorable because little legs dangling and being all saucy. And it's interesting, another personality trait of Diana. She doesn't really, I don't want to say falter, but nothing really makes her jump. Like when she puts out her hand for Sprigatito and, a cat's going to be a cat and it tries to scratch at her, just pull her hand back like, oh, you're a feisty one. I like that. My granddaughter, she could be stubborn too. So you guys, watch out for each other. And, cats are a-holes. Just turn his nose up and walks off. And Liko's like, man, grandma's so cool. And that is the I don't want to say the basis of this episode, but basically it is Diana's cool. She has traveled. She has done a lot of cool stuff. She lives in an old castle. She still eats like she's a kid. I mean, just really out of cans. Really, someone's grandmama. You should know. You know how to make a pound cake or something. Come on now. So she lives that explorer life. I'm interested in seeing what happens when she battles next week. I wonder. This is just me theorizing. I wonder if the other explorer group is going to run into the Brave Asagi and the Rising Voltekkers over there. That's going to be interesting because those guys are going to be in for a fight. What's my homie, Mr. Chef Man? Can't believe I forgot his name. But Mr. Chef Man with the Rockruff ain't going to cut it. And Alcream is actually a fully evolved Pokemon. She actually might be able to cut it. Let me introduce you before I forget for the umpteenth time. The Pokemon seminar of the day was on this one, the Pokemon that they could analyze. Yellow Squawkabilly. What? There we go. The yellow Squawkabilly. Squawkabilly comes in 4 different distinct colors. It is yellow, white, blue, and green. I think the green may be the default color, but each one of them has a distinct personality, a distinct trait about them, which leads them to only stay with those of their color. Cannot make that up. But the yellow ones seem to be especially what's the word I'm looking for? Vicious. They fight, like I can say, they're especially fierce, and they've been known to drive other bird Pokemon out of town. These Squawkabillies, hot-headed, are known, and their fighting style is known to be vicious. Very cute. In the episode, that Squawkabilly it's a parrot. You saw it for yourself. It's a parrot, but it's literally appeared in the Pokemon world because it says real words. It says Liko Castle over here. Liko's coming. Liko's here. We do find out what Rakua is. Rakua, according to the ancient text of Lucius, is the paradise land that he Lucius was looking for. So, and apparently the little mist that goes up and they're seeing memories, they are theorizing that those are memories of Terrapagos. I mean, it would make sense since this thing was a pendant and didn't become a pendant. I would theorize that perhaps it has other mystical powers like that. Which, firstly, why would Liko say she's never seen this thing before? We saw Terrapagos episode 1 when she jumped and she was gonna fall, and it came out and said, "Yeah, I won't let you fall. Let me just help you float down a little bit. All right, back to pendant mode." How do you forget that? Liko, don't be selectively dumb, sweetheart. You're smart. You're smarter than that. Don't do that. Which I'm basically saying, hey, writers, don't forget things that have happened at episode 1. I know we're 24 episodes in, but please don't forget stuff like that. But anywho, interesting episode. Not bad at all. Very fun. I like that we're getting more battles. I'm interested in how I feel about the explorers at this point. Because I didn't want to rehash a Team Rocket, because when I got to a certain age, after seeing enough, I kind of got tired of Team Rocket. Like, you all were much better at other stuff than being villains. Why are you doing this? But these guys feel like a group that they're the antagonists, but they probably don't feel like they are the bad guys. They're just doing what they need to do for whatever mysterious reason. Who knows what the reason is? But yeah, well, I mean, come on, Amateo. Spinel, that guy who wiped Liko's mind, that is messed up. You wipe the mind of a young woman and she's wandering around. Who does that and you don't think you're evil? You're obviously evil. I'm just obviously evil. This episode from me, it's 4 out of 5. I was close to giving it a 5. I guess the only reason I didn't is just because, it wasn't much action, but man, did it push plot along very well. It does this very nice dance of, here's information, but you got more questions, and we're not going to bombard you with everything. We're just going to gently, there's an answer to this, but you still don't know the answer to this. Enjoyable, done very well. 4 out of 5. It wasn't spectacular, but it was very, very fun. Please let me know what you think in the comment section of this episode. Was it fun for you? As it was for me, quite obviously. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Please don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of more videos just like this one. Thank you all for coming out. I thank you for taking the time to watch me. And when I mean coming out, I mean, taking out your phone, hitting play, or sitting at your PC and hitting play. I appreciate that from all of you. Please be good, be blessed, wash your hands, drink some water, be safe out there. All right, make sure you take care of yourselves, be good to yourselves, and be good to others. Either way it goes, don't be a jerk. All right, this world has way too many jerks as it is. You don't need to add to it. And as a matter of fact, I need to let you know, you may be feeling down and out, but there are people out there that care about you. Make sure you reach out to someone. Make sure you talk to someone. There are people out here that would rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. All right? As a matter of fact, my social medias are right there at the bottom. Give me a follow. Send me a message. I'll get to you as soon as I can. Just don't be a jerk, and then we'll be good. All right? All right. Well, until next time, y'all, I'm looking forward to seeing how this battle in the castle goes. How many battles have they had with these guys? They've battled on the beach. They've battled by the plains. They've battled at a school. They've battled in the mine. Now we're battling in a castle. Someone needs to evolve. I'm just putting it out there. Someone needs to evolve. That's all. So until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.